Alright guys, how's it going? Alex in Texas here. So I've been promising this. I've been telling you and telling you and telling you it was coming and then kind of dragging my ass. But here it is, finally today. The Beretta 92A1. Okay, unchambered, no empty barrel. And I'm sorry, I said 92A1, but it's actually a 96A1. This particular model is the 40 caliber 40 Smith & Wesson Beretta with a rail. It's built off the M9A3 Marine military combat weapon that they used, but it's the civilian version. So it has some upgrades that a general like M9 won't have. There's bits of the 90-TWO in there, the 92, but it's not to be confused with like a true Beretta 9 and 2, because that would be a 9mm only 92, 92S, 92FS, 92A1. So the 90-TWO is actually a totally different gun, and this has some stuff that was built off of that gun. I'll show that to you real quick. So basically, on the 92, one of the things they did with this gun that they learned from that gun was they put that little, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a blue buffer in there to keep the frame from sliding into the slide, or I'm sorry, the slide from sliding into the frame. It kind of buffers it, and that's replaceable. You know, but other than that, it has the same features as the standard M9 or 92FS or any of that. Great gun. I love it to death. And Beretta, you either love them or hate them. You know, and if you're a Glock guy, like I know Paradox 2311, Glock guy. I know a couple of you other guys, I've seen your Glocks on your videos, you know, and I'm not saying you're not Beretta guys. Maybe you're both. Maybe you like Glocks because they're cheap. That's about the only thing that attracts me to them. But this gun, I've probably got a little over 1,000 rounds through it. It's never, ever failed, okay? And this is the introduction, because I've had this gun longer than I've had my channel here with you guys, but I need to introduce it. And the reason is because this is going through some changes real quick. And before I start changing everything around, I wanted to give you a chance to see it kind of as it was. So the only things that you're going to notice are different on this gun is that I've taken the little one side blocker off for that red dot for the safety, just to make the gun a little smoother. As you look down the side of it right there, you can see I took that little lever off. Why? Because I don't ever use the safety on that side. I use it on this side. And people say, well, you know, you can't really trust a gun with a safety because you don't know if you're going to be able to get that safety off. And for me, this gun's perfect. I've got no problem pulling that safety. And for that matter, putting it back on. See, I put it back on when I went back in. So I love this gun. I like safeties. That's just me. Glocks have no purpose in my pants. But I love this particular model. And some of the other stuff that's neat is, like on the back strap, this one has the vertical etching, and on the front strap it has the same. However, the M9 variant has more aggressive checkering. Okay, that's like a military deal that we didn't get. Another thing they've got that this gun doesn't have is a more flat, squared off trigger face there, or trigger guard. It's beefier to more match with tactical lights and accessories and stuff like that. Other than that, I mean, other than the M9 is a 9mm variant, this is a 40 caliber. They're, you know, really, the rails are the same. You get the two Picatinny slots. The slide design is the same. This has a little bit thicker of a beefier frame with the 92A1 and 96A1. So if you were going to build a 357 custom, you know, you get a KKM barrel 357 or something, and you put it inside this frame, this would be one of the ones you'd want to use. These are thicker frames with the buffer. You've got some more security. You could use a flat wire wolf spring or a, I think, EFK barrels, EFK Dragon barrels, whatever it is. They've got a dual rate you can put in there to keep from having excess damage to the frame. You can upgrade the spring to keep from damaging the frame. And so that's my plan. I want to do a 357, I want to do a 22 slide, and I want to do a 9mm slide. But all that, I'm getting ahead of myself because this is just introduction, right? Well, here it is. We're going to do a trigger job. We're going to do a speed bump trigger. We're going to put upgraded recoil springs. We're going to do upgraded main springs. We're going to do an Elite 2 hammer probably. I don't really like this full hammer, but it's going to depend on how it works out with the springs. We'll do some different sights, some Trigicon night sights or something. We're going to do lights, we're going to do lasers, we're going to do strobes. I'm going to have different kind of carry options. I want it inside the waistband. I want it on my hip, just depending on where I'm carrying it. Probably going to have several different magazines. It came with 3 11-round Leo mags, or government contract use mags only during the ban, high capacity ban. So these are good mags. I like them. But there's some higher stuff. Like I could get the same mag, same width, with a 12-rounder. One more. Why not? I want one more. I mean, seriously. Then you can go with the Magar, you know, if you want to step away from OEM factory stuff and get up to like 15, or I think they even have one that's bigger than that. Beretta has a 30, Pro Mag, or it might be a 20. Pro Mag has a 20. Just a great, great gun. They're normally meant for bigger-handed people. I kind of have small hands, but I don't really have a problem with it. I got to be honest. Double action and single action, so you have two stages on the trigger pull. That's it. I mean, great gun. Easy disassembly, easy reassembly, low failure rate. Like I said, I've probably shot 1,000 rounds, and the only time I've ever had problem was using aluminum cased ammo once, and I had with the Pro Mag magazine one time, I had some issues. But neither of those were problems with the gun. The open top slide Beretta design is one of the most reliable designs. That's why the military chose it originally. And during testing, they would shoot tens and tens and tens of thousands of rounds with no problem. NATO spec ammo, of course. Just great guns. I love them. And if you don't, that's fine. Just do me a favor. Like, subscribe, keep up with me, comment down below, get all the alerts, and tell me what you think in the comments. You know, this is just the first edition. Now, I know some problems with Berettas, okay? Before those guys get down there and, I hate Berettas. Look, it doesn't have a lockback in the barrel, okay? So it's not going to be as accurate as guns that do. The other thing it's going to do is sometimes when they're factory, the trigger pulls really hard on people, and so as they're trying to pull that trigger, they keep pulling the gun down. But here's some things you can't argue about a Beretta. They're heavy, so they have less recoil. They are durable because they're full metal guns. They have great tolerances and perfection when they're machined, especially the guns like this one. They're machined in Italy. You know, the open top design is one of the most reliable designs you can possibly find. Now, I know SIG just took the military contract, and I know people are probably going to comment about that. And that's great, great for SIG. But as we all know, sometimes military products, all that really means is the cheapest price from a contractor to deliver the highest number of units. It's not always the best product, it's what they get the best of, you know, where their money goes the farthest, where they're going to get the most widgets for all their troops. A good example is, I believe, Magpul, their magazines just got accepted as the new contract government AR-15 mag. I was kind of surprised by that, but again, if they're selling Magpuls at $10, you know, and then the retailer's paying $5, the distributor's paying $2.50, the manufacturer's making them for about $1.25, so the military's probably getting these things for $1.75, $2 a piece. You know, so I mean, again, how far is your money gonna go? Is that magazine actually better than some of the best OEM factory mags out there? I don't think so. And is it a better deal for the government because they can get more of them? Probably so. But alright guys, stay with me. Alex from Texas. I know I already said it. I won't go through it again. Just do me a favor, like, subscribe, and comment. Keep watching, and I'll keep making videos, and we'll keep watching what this thing is going to do and become here in the near future. Alright guys, take it easy.